Hello guys, it's Wade from Wade's Movie World, and I have some fantastic news for those of you who haven't heard the news yet. Actually, the news came out on Monday, and I couldn't get a video out on Monday to you guys about this because I was in the process of working on two other videos. One was my 100th video, and then the other one was that Dancing with the Stars video. But I really wanted to make a video on this. I know the news is late. You guys have probably already heard about it, but if not, then I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're here to listen because I'm so excited about this news. And you can probably tell just from what I'm wearing what the news is about. It's Batman news. No, it's not about Robert Pattinson's Batman. It's about Michael Keaton, the 1989 Batman, from that movie and from 1992's Batman Returns. Guess what, folks? It was reported on Monday. Michael Keaton is in talks to return as Batman for the DCEU Flash movie. Are you guys not excited or what? I was just ecstatic when I heard this news. Michael Keaton is my all-time favorite Batman. I have loved him as Batman. My second would be Ben Affleck. But oh my gosh, I've wanted a third Michael Keaton Batman movie for so long. I mean, yeah, I know this is going to be a Flash movie, but the fact that Michael Keaton is returning as Batman and he's going to be in this movie, I was just overjoyed, and I still am. I'm just like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Now, the one thing that will put the icing on the cake for me for this news, yes, he's in talks to return, and I hope these talks pan out to where he can return. But what would be the icing on the cake for me? Not just his return, but if they brought back the 1989 Batmobile, because that's my favorite Batmobile. I've loved that Batmobile. In fact, hold on. This Batmobile, the one I showed you in one of my previous videos. This is the 1989 Michael Keaton Batmobile. Pretty amazing, huh? So, yeah. I have up right now one of the sites where this news came from. It's not the original site of where this news broke, but it's the HollywoodReporter.com, and it was their article was released on June 22nd, 2020 at 11:18 a.m. And this article is by Boris Kit. And the headline is Michael Keaton in talks to return as Batman for Flash movie. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about it. I may not read the whole thing because you guys already get the gist of what's going on. Michael Keaton is returning as Batman, or at least we hope he's returning. They're just in talks right now, but we hope those talks end on a good note and that he will be back as Batman. So here we go. The top part reads, Keaton last played the character in 1992's Batman Returns and skewered the idea of a faded superhero actor in 2014's Oscar-winning Birdman. There may be a new Batman in town, and he's the same as the old Batman. Michael Keaton, who famously starred as the Caped Crusader in Tim Burton-directed Batman movies, is in talks to reprise the character for Warner Brothers' DCEU movie The Flash. So, I'm guessing this is the Ezra Miller Flash movie because that's the only one that I know about, unless there's something else going on. Let's see, let me continue here. Ezra Miller is on board to star as Barry Allen, aka The Flash, in the feature that will be directed by IT filmmaker Andy Muschietti. But wait, there's more. If a deal makes Keaton wouldn't just return for The Flash, but possibly several other DC-oriented film projects. So he could come back not just in The Flash, but in other DC movies. I mean, could you imagine him popping up in like Wonder Woman 3, or hopefully a Cyborg movie if we ever get it, or Aquaman 2, or if they do another Henry Cavill Superman movie, or maybe even in a sequel to a Robert Pattinson's Batman. Wouldn't that just be amazing? That would be so cool. So yeah, it says sources tell THR, the Hollywood Reporter, that the role being envisioned for the veteran actor is to akin the role played by Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, something of a mentor or guide or even string puller. Batgirl is the one project in development that could fall into this category. I didn't even know they were developing a Batgirl movie. That's interesting. As far as right now, Warner has no comment. Keaton was mainly known as a comedic actor when he nabbed the plum title role in 1989's Batman. He initially took heat from fans that didn't see him as imposing or chiseled, but the movie became a sensation and the actor reprised the character in the 1992 sequel Batman Returns. And I'm going to stop right there for just a second. Guys, when I was a child growing up, I was obsessed with the 1989 Batman movie. I mean, you can just, if you knew my mom and dad, you could ask them. I was like, hey, was Wade really obsessed with this movie? And they would say, oh yeah, big time. And I'm sure I wasn't the only child back then who was obsessed with that Batman movie. I liked Batman Returns, but I didn't like it as much as the original 1989 Tim Burton, Michael Keaton Batman movie. I mean, Returns is still good, but that movie, 1989 Batman, was just a staple in my childhood, something I'll never ever forget, and it's a movie that I cherish still to this day. So I'm going to get back to the article here. It says, afterward, Keaton tried to distance himself from his role, even skewered in the 2014 Birdman, where he played an actor that once starred in superhero movies. The part earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Actor. The article goes on to say, Matt Reeves' The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson in the title role, is currently being looked as a separate from The Flash and other DCU Universe movies, but the Flash feature project offers an intriguing pathway between franchises. The story is said to involve not just time travel, but interdimensional travel. This raises the idea, more tantalizing now with Keaton development, that you can cross over from one movie universe to another. The Flash is eyeing a London start in the spring of 2021. And that's the end of that article. So, oh man, yes, I am very excited. I know there's a lot of other people like me out there that is excited. I'll tell you real quick, this afternoon for lunch, I ordered a Subway sandwich online, and then I went to a drive-thru here in San Angelo at one of the Subways here, and when I picked it up, I was actually wearing this cap and this shirt. And the lady who was giving me my food and who I was paying, she said, hey, I like your Batman cap and shirt. And I said, hey, thanks. And she said, I'm a huge Batman fan. And I was like, oh, really? I was like, well, did you hear the news that came out on Monday? And she's like, no, what news? What are you talking about? And I said, Michael Keaton is in talks to reprise his role as Batman. And she just looked at me. She's like, are you serious? And I was like, yes, ma'am. I was like, I'm dead serious. I was like, the announcement was made on Monday. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I hope that happens. And I was like, you and me both. And so paid for it. And she said, have a good day. And I said, hey, you too. And so, yeah, I think I might have made her day when I told her that because she was excited. This big old smile just came across her face, just like what happened when I learned this news. So, yeah. We still got a little bit of time to wait, and hopefully we still have this COVID-19 coronavirus going around. Hopefully that won't delay production on the Flash movie. I hope that they start when they say they're going to start and that we get this movie soon. I'm so anxious to see Michael Keaton return as Batman. So give me your thoughts. Do you guys like the idea of Michael Keaton returning, or are you just kind of like, no, he's old? But not me. I say, if he wants to come back, let him come back. So anyway, okay, guys, that's it for me. You guys have a fantastic night. I love you. God bless you, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
I've got one more thing to say, and it'll only take me a second. I've got 2 words that I want you all to remember. They're very important. And if I leave you with anything, I'm going to leave you with these 2 words. And those 2 words are, I'm Batman.